What's happening, y'all? Welcome back, episode 5 of the walkthrough. Picking up here from the Third Church of America. We're going to go on out to talk to Kenneth Height and turn that quest on in as he was wanting us to actually clear the fort. And now that we've done that at Fort Height West at the end of last episode, now you're going to go on over here, talk to him, and get your rewards. So, before we get started, just want to mention he's not going to have a reward for me. I previously started this episode. And I recorded only 5 minutes, so you guys didn't miss anything. But pretty much, my microphone wasn't on, so I had to restart it. So, only thing I did on camera that you guys won't have is talking to Kenneth Height right here and getting a dagger, and then going up and grabbing the side of grace. That's it. So, like I said, make sure you talk to him, exhaust all dialogue. He's eventually going to offer to knight you. Once you accept that, that should be the end of that dialogue. He's going to give you the Urge Steel dagger. Then after that, I just went down this way, got the side of grace, and that was it. So after you talk to him and get that for yourself, we're going down. Where was it? Yeah, we're like right on top of it. Then, yeah, right here will be a new side of grace, so go ahead and pick that up. So from there, with our new side of grace, what we're going to be doing is aiming for the Mistwood Ruins. You still see my souls on the screen from when I died. Now, when we go to the Mistwood Ruins, if you remember, we did Blab's quest, we got the talisman, but there was that chest. And also, there's this lake back here. There's a few loose items in this lake, nothing crazy. It's like rune ones and crap and stuff. So make sure you get all that. The runes should be right here. Buddy, you think you're tough. Like I said, rune bears aren't bad at all, guys. They're really not, as you see. But any hooters, now that we've done everything else, let's go ahead and actually clear the ruins. So that is one rune bear fight. If you're worried about it, you don't have to do it. Just make sure you go right over here. Where was it? He's sleeping right there. So right over here, right in the center of the ruins, there's going to be this little chest that has a smithing too. So make sure you grab that. And that's exactly where I stopped. So now we're all caught up. Let's go ahead and take him down just to say we did it. See what I like about that war too, guys? Notice you're kind of able to dodge a lot of stuff. Now, we've already got the talisman. We got that episode 1, so we know we're good there. And the ruins are done. So behind the ruins, there's a graveyard. And in this graveyard, there's an item called a sacrificial twig. So this will stop rune loss on death. I'm gonna teach you how to properly use that, because you don't just run around with that on. But it starts taking this shit out. So we have not talked about skeletons. So skeletons, when you kill a skeleton, you put them down, you're going to see them glowing white. They're trying to put themselves back together. So unless you kill them with Sacred Blade, which is an Ash of War we get, really with Holy. But Holy makes them take increased damage. There's only like there's one Ash of War and one weapon in the game that can just kill them outright. And that's it. So you could use Holy to get increased damage on them. But as far as killing them, you're going to have to hit them again while they're on the ground. So you're going to see he's going to fall down. He's just kind of glowing white. He's about to put himself back together. Smack. He's actually dead now. So right here, by this little memorial, you'll be able to get your sacrificial twig. As I said, we'll talk about that and the uses. But, put this shit down. Should be all caught up with this section. So in general, Central Limgrave does not take long at all. It really doesn't. It goes by pretty quick. You don't have any boluses. I can't craft them in combat. So I forgot to put that incantation on to cleanse our effect. Yeah, I never did it. So I have to deal with the poison for a minute, but let's go ahead and put this fucker down. So you're gonna have to fight these guys a lot throughout your gameplay. Like what it seemed like, probably like, why are we gonna fight these clans? We can ignore them. Well, sometimes they're boss fights, sometimes they're in caves and they're doing that, which is actually completely devastating at times. You don't really have a choice. You might as well just get comfortable with them now. There's going to be a lot of places, like we go under the Capitol, we go into the sewers, and down in the sewers, these damn things are, you know, everywhere, and there's not much room, so you have to take them out. So just get comfortable with them. Fire works well. So sacrificial twigs, if you pull up your inventory right over here, item effects will be lost on death in place of runes. So how this really works is, you don't just put it on, or you don't just have like 20,000 runes. You're like, oh, let me put it on, don't want to lose my runes. No, after you die, your runes are on the ground. That's what's going to trigger your rune loss if you die a second time. So you put that on the run back. And the reason being, for one, you don't have to worry about, you know, while you're running back for your runes, if something kills you, you lose it, and you don't lose your runes. But if you make it there without dying, you get to keep the talisman, you know what I mean? But more importantly than that is you won't, like, be losing a talisman slot, just keeping that on. Like, I wouldn't even worry about it. Runes come and go so easily in this game. I would not even worry about this stuff until you got like 20,000 runes. That's the only time it's actually even worth it, right? So do keep that in mind. But from here, we are going to jump back down to a Gill Lake South, and this time we're going to go clear up these other ruins and go deal with that cart that's being pulled around. So we got the stuff above here. We're not worried about it. We already did everything over here. You know, you got your underground spot. You got the ruins done. The smithing to the talisman. We got the little loose loots around the lake. We did the graveyard behind there. We already talked to the other merchant, Fort Height West, Third Church of America. I mean, all that stuff's good to go. You know. You're good at parries, and those guys are running by you on their horse, and they're kind of like swinging at you. If you actually parry their swing, you'll knock them flat off the horse and open them up for a critical attack. They'll be on the ground, but you get a critical attack. Alright, like I said, rune fragments, they're just all over. We were talking about that last episode. They're all over the place. They're, you know, common crafting thing. Most of this is, you know, easy enough. You know, it's not too bad. I love that, doing a quick spin with it, you know. That, right analog stick's quite powerful in the right hand. You know what I mean? Like, if you know how to really angle turning where you're swinging, to be quite nice. Now look at this shit. You are just utterly surrounded by people. But they're all, you know, just one hit. Not too bad. All you really do is just walk around killing all these big ass guys, and then after all said and done, you just got a bunch of shit on the ground to pick up. They don't really drop anything besides like crafting materials. The soldiers drop some okay stuff. And the one aristocrat with the sword can drop a sword that's actually okay. Short sword, but it has like a 110 critical modifier on it, so it's not bad. You'll get more damage on your critical attacks. So this is how you're typically going to have to stop a cart. We have not had to worry about it as of now, or as of yet, because all the carts have kind of been abandoned. We just gotta just go up. And you don't even have to kill them, you're just taking them out. You know, just go up and smack them, and that will actually stop the cart. That's our buff. We're not even worried about criticals. It's just, you know, easy peasy lemon squeezy. And look at that, 10,000 runes. Like I said, these runes, these souls, they come really easy in this game. It's easy come, easy go. This is why we don't need a farm. We don't have to stress ourselves about them, right? So if you're doing a strength build, you want a big weapon, but you know the colossal sword wasn't really your thing. This thing is not bad. I gotta figure out this one, but yeah, it's more one-handed, so very much for strength, but it's a faster option. Still the same strength requirement for the most part. Nice charge heavies, and actually has a great sword moveset, but you know it's definitely a nice option. Put some good Ashes of War on that thing. A lot of poise damage, a lot of stance breaking potential. Really nice. You know, really nice. So after you have that, we're going to move up into these ruins. Buff up again. We have another flower to take care of. It's easy enough to avoid, but, you know, there's stuff we want to get over here. So because of that, we want to put these guys down. That's the one move you really want to watch out for. Alright, with them down, no one's poisoned us. We're able to get some consumable items. Get all your drops. Now this part's a bit tricky. Actually, the way you want to do it is summon torrent. Now this is just for crafting items. More rare crafting items, sure, but just crafting. So just take your time. Go slow. Go slow. And then just obviously jump and rush at the very end. Now, if you go slow and you stop in that corner and just kind of slowly pivot, you can get to this. If you can't, I swear to God, it's not a big deal. It's like Katrina's Lily. But just walk through and trying to get everything. Like I said, just kind of pivot. And you kind of jump off the torrent and get right over this wall if you're good enough. If not, just run around. This is going to be our boss fight. If you want to call it that, it's not going to be anything at all. No, not their upgrades. If you're good at parries, parry the punch, get one critical, he's done. Regardless, we can probably just come in here, hit her after before we be done with him. Yeah. So there's your boss. Be 1,000 runes, 1,100, something like that. Yep, 1,100. So from that point, we should have enough to probably get 2 or 3 levels right now. I think we're at like 4,000, just under. So it would be close. Get 2, almost 3. Oh, we're already up to 5,000. Alright, so after we have that, and while we're here, let's go and put on our other incantations. So I like to put my buffs and my utility, we'll call it utility type spells in the front. So since we only have one of those, which is a cleanse, that's what we're going to want there. We have something for ranged. I guess we can kind of use this for a little bit of AoE type thing and then a buff. This isn't really an AoE, it's just like a harder hitting spell. It's okay though. But it can hit a couple people at once. You can charge it. Get a bigger area out of it. That's what we picked up in Caelid. It's okay, it's nothing to write home about, but it's okay. You're gonna open your door. This time instead of a weapon or an item, we're gonna get an NPC. So this is Selin. We've talked about Selin before. She's your mage NPC. You can turn scrolls into her, but she's gonna leave halfway through the game. So I want to learn sorcery. Even if you don't, part of request, you gotta do it. I still want to learn.
Very well, but I refuse to anticipate.
So from this point on, unless you're buying sorceries, you're not going to see Selin until Mount Gelmir. Like, you don't need to talk to her again until Mount Gelmir. That's it. You know, you're set. And then once we do Limgrave, Weeping, Caelid, Liurnia, then we'll go up to Mount Gelmir. And we have a lot of underground areas too, but I might put those off until maybe after the capital. That way we can go over here and, you know, do Mount Gelmir, Altus Plateau, do the capital, then just jump back and do all the underground regions. Because the capital is where our weapon is. And there's a lot to the underground regions. Oh, there's a lot of stuff down there too. So I'm going to have to go over my notes and see how that's going to play out. Because for the suggested build, I don't want people to have to wait really long time for our main weapon. We're already waiting a long enough time as is. And the underground regions are all optional. You can do them whatever you want. However, typically you'd probably do Limgrave, Liurnia, Lower Caelid, all your undergrounds, then Mount Gelmir, Altus Plateau, then the capital. But the capital leads underground to your secret Frenzied Flame ending, which leads to Deep Root Depths, which is one of the later underground zones. So it kind of wraps back together. So it would make sense to, you know, do all that and then do all the underground areas, loop back through, and then, you know, go on out. Because by the time we get to Altus, there's a lot of good stuff there too. So I'm going to have to go over in our notes, or maybe we could just knock out the capital sooner rather than later, and Mount Gelmir, getting us access to one of the best faith weapons for those builds, getting us access to some good strength weapons, some good dex weapons, and then the capital for our main weapon and a really good boss remembrance, and a lot of other stuff for every build, talismans and, you know, incantations and all types of stuff is up here. And then, you know, come back, hit all the underground areas, and then move on to Mountaintops of the Giants. It's definitely something to think about. I'm going to go through on notes and see what makes the most sense. But for now, after we have that, let's go back over here to the first step. Because we have a dragon to take out and, you know, the lake stuff to do. So there's some ruins in the lake. Do not, under any circumstances, take that trap down there in these ruins. So there's going to be a chest. You go downstairs for this chest, and with that chest is going to transport you in a transporter trap. It's called that for a reason. To Caelid, and it's going to put you in a tunnel. If you've never played this game before, it's going to be hell. If you have, you can take advantage of it. You know what I mean? You can use it to your advantage. But we've already got the Somber 5 from right over there, so there's no real reason to go there. That boss does drop the Somber 6, but I don't think anyone's going to be ready for it yet. So we're going to leave it alone. Come here, give me my crafting shit. Alright, so we're just going to go through the ruins as is, though, and just kind of deal with all this stuff. A lot of just, you know, one-hit attack type enemies. Mainly, you're just going to get, like, crafting stuff here. You might get a rune or two, and there's a stone sword key. Now, stone sword key is the main thing of note. There's also a dex weapon, a twin blade. It's in a different section, though. But right here, just get, you know, clear all these guys out, get whatever drops you can, get whatever's laying around. There's your golden rune too. But on the back side, you can go in here, should be a rat, and grab your stone sword key. Now, the trap I was talking about is right here. So you're going down the stairs, leads you to a transporter trap, and we'll show it. So this takes you over there where we were in Caelid, but it puts you in a tunnel where there's all these pests, and pests shoot a bunch of shit at you. It's kind of a pain in the ass to deal with. It could damn near one. It probably could one star right now because it's Caelid. You know, they do a bit of damage over there. So you can open this, and your transport trap. I'm not going to stand in it just to show you how it works. You stand in that smoke, it's going to transport you. Alright, so from here we're going to go up to the left, and we're going to get to these ruins. The only way to enter is actually jumping over this wall. You need to keep that in mind. And we're going to go down here, grab the twin blade. Okay, after that, it's going to jump out. And we'll go to the left. So over here, you go straight back. There's one item, nothing special. I'm gonna take out this crab real quick. These guys aren't bad with upgrades, as you see. Early area, you know. They can be if you don't know how to deal with them, I guess. So these guys, these are like poison blobs. If you go too near, they're gonna let poison out everywhere. Obviously, you don't want to fuck with that. So, you know, you want to get rid of them the best way you can. But we're not craft. We'll try to get far away enough to the aggro because there's something really fun we could do with this actually. So, you go down here, you got your fetid pot. We got the mushroom sword. Go and craft one. This is worth your time. It's actually really cool. So, they're poisonous, but you can actually overload them with poison. So, to do that, throw a fetid pot at them. And watch them all overload, and it's going to be a domino effect. Pretty cool. Look at that shit. Wait for the poison to go away. And now we can go grab this with little to, you know, no interference. These guys only work like 15 runes or something like that. Maybe 30. I don't know. What is it? 13. Okay, 13. So, not really worth your time. But, ooh, didn't mean to do that. But just to get your item, you know. Now, towards the back side of this lake, or the far right side of this lake, you're going to see one crab, but there's actually like 3. And we do want to scare them. Now, when these crabs come up, you can pretty much use them to kill each other. Like, they're going to be running after you, but they'll end up hitting each other. So make sure you get your ass aboard for katanas, which is going to work best on. If you angle them right, they'll actually start hitting each other. Killing each other. They get bunched up. There. about time. So, is if you don't feel like messing with it, but they're not really. You know what I mean? They're not really anything too troublesome. Oh, you dick. Thank you. That's get me out of this jam Ash 4. You gotta love it. So we still have 7 eels. So because of that, let's go and take out the dragons. So dragons, they aren't so bad. They have a series of attacks. They can blow. They do a lot of stomps, head swipes, tail swipes. Really telegraph, really easy to dodge for the most part. They breathe fire. If they breathe fire straight, obviously run to the side. If they're spinning their head around, like they're gonna breathe, side to side, you just, run close to their head to get in front of their face so they can't, like under their face, or just run out of the way. If they fly up and breathe fire down, just run backwards. And if you see them fly doing a flyby breath, always run to the right. Now we're after their heads because that's gonna build up stagger on them. So when you get to this island, watch out. Flying like a bat out of hell and take all these guys down. They want their head so we can stagger them, but you have trouble with getting their head. So, there's the breath. I got caught, ran the wrong way. It was already coming before I realized it. So, run to the side, like I said. But we want their head because it, builds up stagger. But if you can't get to it, you can just stay at their legs, guys. Come here, fucker. This one we're running back from. There's the sweet. That got me. You can roll through it though. You're gonna see it's not too bad. There's a stomp. This is actually good because it puts you right by their head and you roll through it. There you go, staggered. Going this way to get the critical. That's probably gonna be it for him, or mainly it. Yeah. There you go. So there's your dragon. Not too bad. Get you 5,000 runes and also your first dragon heart. So now that we have that, and you just kill these guys if you want, don't have to. Back up to 10,000 souls again. So now, we're going to be going in this little valley right here. When we... Really? Dragonfly? Really? Where's your little dirty little bastard? I ain't worried about him. I might be because he's annoying. You gonna leave me alone? Anyways, when you come back here, you're gonna see some skeletons. You can take those guys out, get some fire grease. It should be dropping, from this bridge. And there's gonna be other ones too. Come get your mushrooms. And mushrooms are actually pretty popular crafting ingredient. What I mean by that is like, there's a lot of stuff you're gonna craft that you need mushrooms for. It's not bad to collect them. Remember, just like we said before, you gotta smack them again while they're on the ground, right? So, but you don't have to take these guys out. Now, there is an invasion up here. This guy has blood loss, but he doesn't just have blood loss. Like, he could throw blood at you. That builds up blood loss really fast, and it can put you down quick. He does not have the most health, but he can kill you fast. So if you're worried about him, just run away from him for long enough, and then Europe will actually spawn in to help you out. But for us, with Blood Flame Blade, I'll show you a really easy way to take him. Just spam this Astral Board. Hit it like twice. Okay. He's dead. You know what I mean? So it just makes it kind of a joke with this weapon. Even if I wasn't using this weapon, I'd probably use it for that, just because that's so easy to do. Now that's for Duvia. going to be Dex Arcane. So you're going to need 13 Arcane, 13 Dex. Blood loss build up at 30, but it's really fast. Critical at 110. I will consider going to it, at a later point, but I don't even have the, the Arcane anyway, so we're not worried about it. Now we're in Murkwater Cave. Let's go and grab some levels. And also, we're going to change my Ash of War on the other weapon. There's a boss we're going to fight. It's not even a boss, technically. But there's a guy, we'll say, we're going to fight. And you don't want to outright kill him. Now, with blood loss, it's going to be, it's going to be hard not to accidentally kill him. Because if that procs, it just, wipes him out. So. Oh, did I say I was going to? I guess I'll keep working this up. Okay. I was saying that I was going to wait and go into stamina, but we'll just do it next. Fuck it. We're already at 24. Let's just finish health on out. Alright. We're only at 16 levels. So when you go in here, there's going to be a little alarm, a little bell on a chain. Just set it off. That's going to allow us to just choke point these guys, bring them all, just line them on up. Much easier this way. This weapon still has blood loss on it, but Bloodhound's Fang just hits really hard and has, 55 blood loss. And with that blood loss Ash of War, we had like 80, so we do want to be careful. So this is Patches. Patches is known throughout the Souls game for being a huge, annoying, backstabbing snake. But he usually has quests. So to, actually do his quest, we need to keep him alive. So you go over here, still is closed, essentially, and now he's gonna come for you. Yeah, he's got a spear and a shield. He can just keep poking at you and keep you back and breathe. He's like poison perfume bottles, so he can probably. There he is. That's all you need, halfway. So anything other half is fine, but at least halfway. Just wait for him to finish groveling and get his dialogue.
Have you? I knew you would. You're a man of reason. True and true. Well, what do you know? You're tarnished, like me. Now, how did I get that wrong? I took you for a demi-human or some such.
Fucking demi-human. We look like a little monkey to you, so forgive and forget.
Like only for now, in exchange for honestly, frankly. So I'll be ready to.
So this is pretty cool. So he's pretty much saying he's gonna turn to a merchant next time you see him. A lot of people think that you have to wait until you run into him in the area. That's not true. We can just go ahead and quit on out, load back in, reset the world state, and he'll be a merchant. You don't have to wait till the area. People think that he sells an item that could help with the boss fight, and I've heard people say, "What's the point of selling that item for the boss fight when you just don't see him again until after the boss?" Well, because you should have just rested and went back down then, and then you would have had that item for a boss you don't need it for anyways. So now we load on back in. It's going to reset the world state, and now he will be a merchant, as I said. And see a new chest there. Do not open this chest, no matter what you do. It's going to throw you in front of like 3 room bears. So.
It's all a bit ad hoc. Welcome where you won't need them.
So there's a few items to talk about. If you want golden pickle foul feet, if you want to farm, don't think you should. Think you'll ruin the experience. But if you're struggling, you really want to farm, he does sell 3 golden pickle foul feet. He also sells the crafting book to make golden pickle foul feet. Parry dagger. If you're trying to, like no shield. Dual wielding type build, you can still parry with this, which is pretty cool because you can attack with it as well. It's got a decent shield here, and right here, Margaret's shackle briefly binds Margaret once imprisoned to earth. So this will bind Margaret to the ground for like 3 seconds and let you hit on them. But this item has another effect, which is really useful. You can go into caves and catacombs or whatever it may be, and you use Margaret's shackle, and it'll actually get rid of all the illusionary walls in that place and reveal all the hidden pathways. So it's worth, it is worth it for that. But when we fight Margaret, I mean, we have
Cheers for that.
all these upgrades on our weapon. Badass ashes of war, plenty of health. We have our own summons. We can summon someone else in. You got fire pots, you got sleep pots, you got poison pot. I mean, you got everything at your disposal to not need Margaret Shackle for that. But to reveal hidden pathways, I
Forgot
could see
something.
it,
No.
being okay for that. So
Yeah,
about the bandits,
I had those bandits make a clean break. Now they're all suppliers. And good ones at that. I mean, they don't understand a word I'm saying, but it hardly matters. We have a natural. They're all foot soldiers. Survivors of a defeated army. Worked to the bone by their high and mighty lord. Oh, it's the same old story everywhere I go.
okay. So that chest. Ask about that chest over there.
Wondering what's inside the treasure chest. Well, it's nothing too special. Just something I'm saving as thanks for a very valuable customer. But then again, it would fetch some spectacular coin. And besides, this valuable customer could be a long time coming, huh? Everything is give and take. Give and take.
So
Cheers for that.
he's bullshitting you. You open that chest, he's gonna throw you in front of room bears. That valuable customer is us. You know what I mean? We opened that chest and took his clothes. He's not too happy about it. So let's just go back to the start. I mean, the easiest way to exit this cave. I mean, it's kind of unfortunate you don't make any souls here off the boss fight because it's not an actual boss, but it's fine. What we're going to do is exit the cave and go on to the left. We'll be able to talk to Yura again and get his next little set of dialogue from him. Then we'll be able to move on back and take out a catacomb. So right here is Yura. I know he's got a fancy hat. I know he's got some cool armor and a really cool weapon. However, you're going to get it later on for free. Killing this guy's going to fuck up you getting a quest item, which is going to help the Moog boss fight. It's going to make it much easier when it's probably the hardest or second hardest fight in the entirety of the game. Trust me on this, don't do it. If you're doing Dex Arcane, definitely don't do it because it leads to a weapon that does fire and blood loss, a twin blade that's really cool. So, just do his quest. You won't lose a platinum, but you'll lose some good items.
Just remember, don't know your emotion. Be on your way. Perhaps we will meet again.
Okay, so now we got that. We're going to go ahead and grab this. And welcome to our next catacomb. This one's extremely short. It's not, it's not even like, yeah, the other one was short too, but this one's way shorter. It's pretty much just run up, kill a couple guys, make a turn, and fight the boss. And this, what sucks is this used to lead to like a really cool one-handed gray hammer, but then they changed it and started giving people a summons they don't care for instead. I really hate that they did that, but it is what it is. So, there's going to be one dropping right here. Just hold your shield. Ooh, we got one off, didn't you? It's okay. We'll get him there. Get your upgrades. Now, to the boss you go here, but you gotta go straight to get the, watch out, that's a trap, so just show that off. You can lower these guys down. You can use that trap against them. It doesn't even fully kill them though. But you can use it to your advantage, But now they're down. In the herd a bit. Like I was trying to say, you need your lever, so you gotta go this way. Remember to clear the message off the screen or you won't be able to attack. That could be very bad. Now when we go to the left, we're gonna have even more enemies. There's two there. Where is it? There's more though, it's not just two. Where are they? Yeah, he must be off the roof. I know he comes from somewhere. We're just looking at that. It says 94 physical damage negation, meaning we should take 6% damage while we're blocking. But we weren't taking any. I mean, I'll take it. I have no complaints. So this is the Grave Warden Duelist. He's got two big great hammers on a chain, so he can swing them around all crazy. He's very telegraphed, very easy to parry. Pretty much just being patient and getting hits in when you can, and play it safe. These are early with our health and stuff. These early bosses just aren't that bad. Slowly working down. He does have one move. You see he's swinging that around. He has one move where he can kind of get you down. Beat you into the earth, so watch out for that. There you go. Like I said, not too bad. Just dodging around, getting hits where you can. Vanished Knight Ingval. He is we'll call him a bigger summons. So you need way more mana as special summons, but not legendary. Okay, so from that point, we've done like everything in the center. There's some stuff we need to do around here. There's one thing we're going to do up top real quick, and then we need to go over here, solve a painting, and we're good. So for this, let's jump over to Gill Lake North. Gonna snatch up a level. We might be a little bit short, to be completely honest. Yeah, 55. So let's go ahead and pass to daytime. Nighttime bosses in this region will be next episode, but I have the notes planned for next episode, so we're not going to touch it now. So as we're going over, we're going to go behind where we were, pretty much behind gate front. You see a few guys on a horse, a few bigger guys. This is a really small camp right here. Take them out. There will be some wolves. And like I said, it's a really small camp. There's only a few guys to kill, a few items to get, a cookbook, and I think consumable, kind of food consumable to both buff damage or something, maybe. Alright. If you see these bigger guys and they're like sitting near a fire, I don't know if they're like sick or something, but it seems like they have less health. Like they're definitely weaker versions, as you see. I don't know what that's about, but it's a thing. So we got the cookbooks, and now we're gonna get on our horse, go out the same way we came in. And we're gonna go out the other way too, but while we're right here, those raisins you feed to Torrent, and it'll refill his health. But while we're right here, we're about to go up on this cliff. So yes, I know we're not doing upper limgrave for the next episode, but this is very isolated and by itself. So if you go on back behind here, you get Smith and one. And right behind this structure, you're going to see a current. There's going to be a bunch of giants up here. Or not giants, a bunch of trolls. So what we're going to do is just go straight out. So if you go up, you're just going to the left. We want one of these guys' attention. So what we need him to do is break a statue. So you're going to see these statues out in the world. They have smithing stones in them. So this has like one smithing, two, and like 5 ones. We can't break it. There's no weapon that can break it. You got to use a room bear or a troll or some kind of enemy, bigger enemy, and they'll break it for you. This is actually the first farm in the game I ever used, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's 5. Yeah, it's 5,000 every time you come up here. If you are gonna farm, it's not a bad early game farm. Usually his roar breaks the statue. I'm not sure why it's not. There you go. Just gonna grab those. Yep, so 5 ones, 1, 2. And go right over here. Get your stuff that's laying around. We have to come back up here for a nighttime boss, but we're not doing it right now, so we're not worried about it. Let's go ahead and just get back down. Where's our spot at? There it is. So we don't want to get ourselves killed from that drop. Now we're going to go out the other side of the camp. So you can either go way back down to the camp, or you can just drop right off here. There's going to be a bunch of wolves running around. And not much to grab, but, you know, look at that shit. This is crazy. There's so many. There's so many. You don't have to clear them, but you know, they're right here. There's a lot of them too. It's a good farm for like crafting items to make arrows, right? So thin beast bones, that's what you're gonna need to craft arrows. And you got fucking 12 wolves, so it's gonna help, you know what I mean? Now, from here, we're going to where you're gonna see these structures, and we're gonna drop down for a side of grace. And go ahead this way. This is right above where the catacomb was we just did. Okay, so that's where we are, but we didn't take this up. So we're gonna go on up, jump into the right, and get us way on up here. So this is not the regular route to get here. Usually you'd go down this main road, and then there ends up being like a side, yeah, right here. There's a side path that just leads you up the main way. But since we're right here, it made sense to put it, you know, in this episode for this spot. You know, it's right by it. There's an air current, there's you right up. Not a big deal. So that's your first painting. To solve paintings in this game, what you're going to want to do is go to where the art, not where the painting was of so much, but where the artist was sitting while they painted the painting. So if you go over here and look at this painting, that's over there by the first step, right? So that's where we're going to go. And there's little gravestones right over by Seaside Ruins. So let's go jump on over there and we'll go ahead and solve this thing. Alright, so leaving Seaside Ruins, we're going back towards the first step, and you're just eventually going to see some tombstones right here. So that's what the painting was of. This is where the artist sat. This is going to get you an ugly crown that lowers the mana cost of incantations. So now you have that. Really, buddy, you're not going to let me leave? Buddy. Thank you. So, I'm going to jump to Church of Ella, and this is only to de-aggro enemies so I can pull up the map and see what we got left. Because on my notes, I don't think I had anything left for any of this. Because Kenneth's Height, we did the other ruins, we did all three ruins. We did the camp, we did the painting, the catacomb, the invasion, the cave, the dragon. No, guys, we're like done. I can't think of a single other thing. This is where we got that great epee and the spell book, so you know we did that. We already went through there and got everything from the graveyard. We did the other graveyard. Third Church of America. Now, so we're ready for Upper Limgrave. Now, there's one little thing we could do. There's an important astral word back here. It is technically in the lower part. So because of that, we'll go ahead and grab it. So there's an Ash of War over here. It's called Sacred Blade. Now, while this is a faith Ash of War, it does holy damage. It's more of a tool for everyone because using this, as I mentioned before, there's two things in the game that can straight up kill skeletons. One is this. This is more of a tool than it is Ash of War because we're going to use that in catacombs and caves or wherever we're going to see skeletons, and that's going to kill them outright, so you don't have to hit them again that second time, right? And then the other is a sword you won't get till mid-game. But yeah, that's a very useful tool that we could use to our advantage. Now back here we're going to have a room bear. I think there's a smith and 2 though. Yeah, there's only like one item back here. Oh, come on, lock on, tighten up. So. There's that charge, so I said I could never seem to avoid. Clear all these assholes out, and there's a lot of them. Oh, still one left. And all that was just to get this. Just to get one smithing too. Gotta love it. But to be honest, there isn't many, and you know, if you were just to play this linearly and you didn't do a runaround, there's not many smithing twos you're gonna find at this point. Like, not at all. And now we are at a time for the episode. I mean, there's a few minutes left, but there's just nothing else to do. And you know, central limgrave. So I mean, I can't think of a single thing. So because of that, I mean, we have a nighttime boss and one up here, but we're going to put that at like the end of the episode. So, or it might be the episode after. I think how I have the second out is after this we're going to do upper limgrave. Then we're going to do all the nighttime bosses and this dungeon at the stranded graveyard before we move on. So yeah, that'll be episode after next. So to start next episode, let's go ahead and jump over to War Master's Shack. This would just be a really good place to start from. So as always, at the end of the episode, let's try to grab a level if possible. Oh, sure, 900, so. I always like to try to grab a level at the end of the episode just so we can start fresh. Nah, fuck it, we'll just get this over and done with. 14 more levels. This can come pretty quick, as you guys see how fast they are coming. So we are going to wrap up here. Moving forward, we have one more episode to do the top portion of Limgrave. And after that, we're just going to pretty much do a boss rush. We're going to take out the night boss here, tree sentinel, Margit, and then knock out the stranded graveyard dungeon down there, and then we'll be wrapped up. But we will not be going into Stormvale Castle. Instead, we're going to go clear up all of Weeping Peninsula. Then we'll come up here and move forward. So we have probably 2 more episodes in Limgrave, and then we'll be heading down to the Weeping Peninsula. So we are going to wrap up here. You guys stay tuned, and we'll see you back here next time.